here from the future watching it on the replay. Shout out to you. As always, I'll who's going to be first in the chat this evening. Let's find out. Yo, what's up, Eddie? What's up, Banana Bangers? Eddie says, first get in. Well done, Eddie. What's up, Kaylin? Nice to see you. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. And shout out to whoever's thrown up the thumbs up at the side of the chat. Love that. Hope you guys are doing well. We've got a message held for review. The message is from... Oh, no, it's fine. What's up, Jude? Hi, Edward. Do you prefer Ed or Edward? I actually go by Edward these days. Until 7 years ago, I used to go by Ed for all of my life. But then my name is Edward, and I realised that I actually prefer Edward. So Edward is great, Juju. Cheers for asking. Kaylin says, how are you, Edward? I am doing well, thank you, Kaylin. I've just had my tofu and noodles and kimchi and broccoli after a bit of a workout. Did some weighted pull-ups, some chin-ups, and some rows, some like not horizontal, like bent over rows as well. So I'm doing pretty good, thank you. I'm feeling full, I'm fixed, and I've had a shower after my workout as well. So yeah, I'm feeling nice and clean as well. I hope you're well as well, Kaylin. Eddie says, what's your new stream schedule again? It is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So that's the current schedule. Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 3 days a week. And then I try to upload a few shots as well. And I do have this long form video. I've not edited it yet. And like I said the other day, it is kind of slightly cut off at the top. It's too cut off, but it's just, you know, normally you want a bit of like room above like the person's head, right? And this is kind of like here. So I'm going to put it up as like a practice video. If it doesn't go well, it is what it is, but it's good to get some new content out there. Shout out to everyone just tuning into the stream. Hope you guys are doing well and going. Banana Banger says, Edward, I was first, right? I think he was first in the chat this evening. And Juju says, that is also a good name. Never know about English people. Your internet. Well, you know what? I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off and leave the data on. Crossing my little fingers that that works. So I've turned the Wi-Fi off and we're just on the data. So please, data, be good to me. Yeah, for all I know, that could have frozen it. So hopefully it's not frozen. Kaylin says, to be honest, Edward, I'm not doing great, but I'm trying, but it is very hard. I'll bring as much positivity to your chat. Glad to hear you're doing well. Well, honestly, Kaylin, I wasn't doing very well at all earlier today. I was feeling really down in the dumps and just flat, depressed again. And for me, exercise did help. Doing the workout did help. It gave me a good sense of well-being. It made me feel like I'd achieved something. It took me one step closer towards my goals. So yeah, I'm sending you hugs, Kaylin, and I hope that by the end of the stream you'll feel just a little bit better. And if you don't, that's okay as well. You don't have to pretend around here. But yeah, I'm sending you hugs. And Kaylin says, Edward, you know I'm here for you. Appreciate that, Kaylin. I really, really do. And Eddie is also a streamer and says, also fun news, Edward. I'm starting streaming on Twitch as well. Hell yeah, Eddie. That's great to hear. Good on you. And if you want to... Oh, stream is lagging. Oh, what's new, guys? What is new? What's new? Thanks for the pinned comment, Eddie. And hope that the internet sorts itself out. And as always, Eddie, if you want to drop your Twitch handle in the chat, please do. And Banana Bangers, I'm hoping that the stream will not be lagging. And thank you, Eddie, who says it's not lagging. Kaylin says, I would talk about what's going on with me, but it's kind of hard. I will try. Do not feel like you need to share, Kaylin, but I'm just saying that, you know, we're here for you. Mr. 10 years, what's up to you? You say, I need to come up with new words. The Captain Positivity starts to get fatigued. Well, you know what, Mr. 10 years, it always brings a smile to my face. So, in any case, shout out to you, and I hope you're doing well. And he says, sometimes people say your internet is shit, but it's them. Yeah, I think it was the other night. Who was it the other night or on Sunday? It was began with a P. What was their username? It began with a P, and I can't think of it right now. Not It was. I can't think. You know what I'm talking about. There was a person whose username began with P, and they kept saying, "Your stream's lagging. Your stream's lagging." And I was like, I don't think it is. So yeah, sometimes it is. Banana Banger says, "What does the number 3 crown by name mean?" 3 crown by name. I'm not sure what that means. And shout out to Eddie, who's just dropped his Twitch handle. So if you guys want to go check out Eddie's Twitch account, please do. And what's up, Sterny? The Sternster's back in the chat. Good to see you, Sterny. And hope all of the people watching the stream right now are doing well. We've got about 20 people tuned in. And I hope you guys are having a great day so far. It's currently 8:10 here in sunny Old England. And if you are out there, I would love to know where you're watching from. Edward Ritson, what's up to you? Another Edward says, OMG, look my username. What's up to you, Edward? How are you doing? And Tegun X Gaming, what's up to you? Nice to see you in the chat. And hello to Ari, who's back as well. Good to see you, Ari. Mackenzie's from England as well. Hell yeah, Mackenzie. We've got myself, Edward from England. We've got Mackenzie from England. We've got a few other people from England, but I know some of the people watching are from different places. So if you're out there, jump in the chat and say where you're from. Mr. 10 Years says, so yeah, Captain Edward Cares. What's up to you, Mr. 10 Years? Always a pleasure. Holden says hello. What's up, Holden? How are you doing? Coloured Boo Boo Eater says, revolution. Revolution. Hello, Holden, who's spamming hello. We see you, Holden. Yeah, you don't need to say hello anymore, Holden. You've said it 5 times, and I see you, my friend. Hope you are. Now you've switched it up with the wave. Hope you're doing well, Holden. Juju says, actually, first shout out to 67 Logan, who says, or leaving the Saltaire, the flag of Scotland, in the chat. Shout out to Scotland. Juju says, how long have you been eating vegan? In August, it will be 11 years. So 11 years of veganism this August. And then before that, it was maybe 4.5 years of being vegetarian. Alien Mint says, all right, fella, you watching the World Cup? Yes, Alien Mint. I will be watching the World Cup. I must confess, I've not seen any matches yet, apart from a little bit of the Spain-Cape Verde one last night. But yeah, not watched any matches properly, but I will do, and will definitely be supporting England for sure. But good to see you in the chat, Alien Mint, and I hope you're well. And the fact that you're saying fella with an F-E-L-L-A makes me think that you're in Britain as well. So shout out to you, Alien Mint. Someone with a Russian username says, if 2 vegans have an argument, is it considered beef or a salad? Very good person with a Russian username. I wish I could pronounce, even attempt to pronounce your username, but I literally have no idea how to pronounce that. I have no knowledge of Cyrillic, but you know who you are. And thanks for the question. And honestly, I don't know what the answer to that question is. It's a tricky one. Would it be beef or would it be salad? I would still use the word beef, but you could say it'd be plant-based beef. Mr. 10 Years says, I'm playing Space Marines at the moment. I don't know if you know anything about the 40k Warhammer lore. I actually know nothing about the 40k Warhammer lore. I know the name, and that's it. But I feel like Eddie might know something about that. But if you want to share more, Mr. 10 Years, I'm always interested in learning new things, so please do drop some info in the chat. So Kaylin has been talking, I think, to a teacher. I missed the early message. Okay, so Kaylin says, today we were talking health and depression in class, and we had to write what gives us anxiety. My teacher thought I was struggling, so I had to say that I struggled to pick out the bit of it. After I explained, she just said to me, write what you felt. So I wrote how I felt, and she just said that she would like to talk to me after class, and we did. Oh, well, I hope that went well, Kaylin. Hope that went well. Did I see a Fox in the chat? What's up, Foxy? How are you doing, Mr. Fox? Good to see you as always. Who have I missed? Sterny says, guys, I had my football match on Monday and I do not want to talk about the score. Oh, you know what? I wonder if my internet's gone again. What's up to you, Mrs. Gremlin? How are you doing? And who have I missed? I missed someone's message, but it's gone. Juju says, "Do you think a cat could be vegan?" Interesting question. And now, to my understanding, it's almost necessary, like biologically necessary, for a cat to be a meat eater. However, I have also heard of cat food now that is nutritionally adequate, so it's good for the cat. It's not missing out on anything it needs, and it's plant based. I would need to fact check myself on that, but I have heard that plant based cat food is available now. If there was a question mark as to whether it would make the cat or the be a chance the cat being not as healthy, then I think that's not necessarily ethical. At the same time, for me personally, I would never get a cat again, because you need if you had to feed it meat every day. Now, if you could get plant-based cat food and it was nutritionally adequate and supported the cat's, digestion, immune system, and gave it everything it needed to thrive, then I'd consider getting a cat. But honestly, I just could not, as a vegan, get a cat. Like, I've got a friend who's a vegan, and she has a cat, and every day she feeds the cat meat. And there's just no way personally that I could do that. There's just no way I could do it. Like, it's one thing if you have a cat, then go vegan, and you have to give your cat food, and it has meat in or animal products in, and it's like, if you don't, the cat will die. But I could never get an animal like that, knowing that if I had to do that every day, is what I'm saying. So it's an interesting question, and Juju, I believe you can get plant-based cat food, but I will need to check that after this stream to be sure. What's up, HG? How are you doing? And yeah, so the music producer Oliver Tree has died in a plane crash in Brazil. Yeah, I'd only heard of Oliver Tree's name. I'd never listened to any of his music, and I wasn't familiar with him really as a person. But very sad. I think he was only 32, from what I understand. Miss Gremlin said, "Hello, how are you?" I think I shouted you out, but you said, "Hello, how are you?" I am doing all right, thank you, Mrs. Gremlin. I'm feeling full after my tea. I had some noodles and some tofu and some kimchi and some broccoli, not as usual because I do eat other things, but it's a meal I eat very often at the moment, and it was very nice. So I'm feeling full, and I did a workout, so I've got like a good little sense of well-being. Yumas10 says, "Thanks for caring about us, Edward." No worries, Yumas10. Thanks for jumping in the chat to say hello. Dildo Schwaggin says hello. What's up to you, D Schwaggin? And it went okay with Kaylin's teacher, which I'm glad to hear. Now, Mrs. Gremlin says, "To be honest, I haven't been doing good. I've been crying all week. I cried myself to sleep every night throughout this week. My boyfriend is ignoring me at school, and he won't text me back." I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough. That is honestly rough. But yeah, we're sending you hugs as always, Mrs. Gremlin. It's your boy TJ says, "Who are these guys?" Well, TJ, you don't come to these streams anymore very often, so new community members have joined the chat, become part of the crew. So I guess kind of like you might need to introduce yourself to everybody because you were one of the earliest chat members, but people don't know you because you don't really come to the streams, which is totally cool. Like, there's never any pressure to join the streams, but yeah, this is the community now. Blue Shield. Anna Reagan says, "Hi, how are you?" What's up to you, Anna Reagan? How are you doing? Anna says, "How's your day going so far?" My day is going okay, thank you. I wasn't feeling very good before. I was feeling down in the dumps. But I did a workout and that actually helped. And I had some food and that also helped. So yes, I'm feeling okay, thank you. I'm feeling okay. I've, still background, not feeling too good, like mentally, but I'm feeling better than I did a few hours ago. So thank you for asking, Anna. I hope you were doing okay. Happy Pen says, "Not eating today." Happy Pen, I might actually get some of those healthy chocolate brownies out in a bit. I only had my tea about half an hour ago, and it was quite a big tea as well. But yeah, if you stick around, I'll probably get some chocolate brownies out in a little bit. Nina Pradeep, I think that's Nina. Nina Pradeep says, "Hey dude, what's up to you, Nina? Good to see you in the chat." I think I want to say it's the first time we've seen you here because I don't remember the username Nina, and I'm pretty good at remembering usernames normally. Thanks for the update about your cat, Juju. And Nina says, "Where are you from, dude?" And you say, dude, I'm first time seeing your channel. So I'm from England, the north of England. And how about you, Nina? Where are you from? Unknown player says, yo, bro, I have a question. How easy is it to buy iPhone in America? Very easy. If you've got the money, anything's possible in America. Ali556 says W. W to Ali556. Cool. I think, to the bottom of the chat. Hell yeah. Jaron is... Yeah, so Jaron, stop spamming in the chat. Thank you very much. Oh, Eddie. Or Sterny even. Thank you for tidying that chat up. Appreciate it. Like, it's always cool to see new people in the chat, and if I miss your comment, then always put it in the chat again, and I'll catch up to it. But when people spam after, like, 1 second, and they're not just like, can you see me? They're just like, that person just put bug, 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 like 50 times. It's weird. Oh, and Nina says, I'm from India. I've put a like and subscribe, dude. I'm supporting your channel. Thank you very much, Nina. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And welcome to the community as well, Nina. It's good to have you with us. And actually, after people from my part of the world, I would say the second biggest number of people, like the country with the second most amount of people that tune into the stream are from India. So you're in good company. And actually, I'm sure there'll be people on this stream before long that are also from India. So shout out to you, Nina. Thanks for becoming part of the crew. Parvez says, America, Iran finally stopped war. Your thoughts on this? Now, we don't normally talk about politics or religion, but this is kind of like not too political. It's more kind of, it is politics, but it's news. So I'll keep it light. I think it's good if conflict is winding down, but I also think it's going to be continued instability in the Middle East. So that's my take on that one, honestly. I don't think it's going to be super calm. Mrs. Grumman says, Edward, I have a question. Have you played Minecraft before or still play Minecraft? I have. I've only played Minecraft once in my life, and it was in like a coffee shop type thing in Thailand last year. And I only played it like for a little bit, just to get like just to say I've played Minecraft. But yeah, I couldn't give you any sort of expertise. But there is someone who joins the chat now and then called a Firefly, who's a young fellow with over 100,000 subs, and he's got an excellent channel about Minecraft. So any Minecraft fans out there, it's Firefly, so like a Firefly. Look that up on YouTube because he's got a great and growing, very big channel on YouTube about Minecraft. Okay. Now, he says, dude, please properly arrange the mic because your voice is breaking up a bit. I'm sorry to hear that, I really am. And I think it's my phone. I will be getting a new phone soon, I think. My mum's going to give me her one. It's like a better, newer version of the phone I've got. So hopefully, Nina, in due course, the audio will be resolved. So apologies for the audio difficulties. I is rock. I is rock. I've got to be honest with you. I'm resisting the urge to time you out permanently. Because if someone asks me a question, it's totally cool. If someone asks me the same question again a second time, that's okay. If someone asks me the same question a third time, it starts to get a little bit samey. But when someone comes to the chat every single time and asks me the same question, and I answer the question, it's kind of like, I don't mean to sound uptight, but it's kind of wasting my time. And your time as well. So I as rock, I'd really appreciate if you don't ask me that question anymore, because I've told you that I do care, and I've told you that I care about people from all different backgrounds, from all different places, and part of my channel is about spreading my love of plant-based food because I think it can enrich people's lives and make them healthy and happier. So Eyes Rock, I appreciate you chilling. You say, I'm sorry, gang, I'll chill. I appreciate that, Eyes Rock. Appreciate that. Big up to Eyes Rock. W. And Nina says, yeah, now much better, dude. Great to hear, Nina. I'm pleased to hear that. And honestly, the audio could go rogue at any point. The internet could go rogue at any point. But hopefully, for the time being, it will stay chill. Kenny says, I have no friends and my family don't care, so yeah. Well, that's not true, Kaylin. I'm sure people do care about you. It sounds like your teacher cares about you, which is really important. Akhilesh says, "Hey, buddy, where are you from?" I'm from England, Akhilesh. And how about yourself? Where are you from? I'm from the north of England, in fact, not too far from Manchester. And Akhilesh is from India. Shout out to you, Akhilesh. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Now, just literally a few seconds ago, we had someone join the chat called Naina Pradeep, and they were also from India. And they said, "Yo, where are you from?" And I was like, "Well, I'm from England, but we have a lot of people that watch from India. Give it a couple of minutes," or I said, "Give it some time, and people from India will turn up." And Akhilesh, right on cue, 2 minutes later, here you are. So shout out to you. And Bailey is in the chat. What's up to you, Bailey? You say hello from Las Vegas. Oh, now Bailey is on a little bit of a excursion in Vegas. Not in his usual stomping ground of Alaska. So I hope you're enjoying, Bailey. And I'm sure the weather is quite different and the surroundings are quite different in Las Vegas compared to Alaska. But I hope you're having a good time, Bailey. And Akhilesh is from North India. Thank you for sharing, Akhilesh. I've never been to India, but one day I hope I can make it there. It's obviously a massive country with a lot of people, a huge amount of people in India, like an incomprehensibly large number of people live in India. So I think I'll have to go and try and not get overwhelmed, because I think if you're used to growing up in a city where there's like 20 million people, it might be normal for you, but I'm definitely not used to that. But one day I definitely want to visit India. And Akhilesh says, it's 1 a.m. late nights in India. Yeah, well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I hope you've had a good day. And I hope you're having a relaxing night well, yeah, it's night. It is night time. Yeah, I hope you're having a nice, relaxing night. And when people do tune into the stream from India, typically it is like that time, 1 o'clock. And Fatima, she's in Pakistan. And I think it's pretty much a similar time zone, like very late at night. So thank you for joining the stream. Shout out to you, Vinay. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. And peace be with you as well. And Fire Girl's back in the chat. You say, "Hi, OMG, remember me?" Yes, I do, Fire Girl. Nice to see you. And Ayers Rock says, "Not to be stupid, but are you vegan?" Don't worry, Ayers Rock, not stupid at all. Yes, I am. I've been vegan for almost 11 years now. And shout out to Mrs. Gremlin, supporting Kaylin in the chat. That's what we like to see. Hello to Masak as well. You say, "Hi, Edward, do you like football?" Nice to see you again, Masak. And yes, I do. It's the World Cup. The World Cup is here. And I was just telling the chat a few minutes ago that I've only seen a little bit of one of the matches so far, which was Spain versus Cape Verde last night. But I will be watching more matches, so I'm looking forward to that. And if you guys have any predictions for who you think will win the World Cup, put it in the chat. And Way of Life Official 2025 says, "We will welcome you in India." Thank you very much, Way of Life. That's really nice of you to say. A couple of minutes ago, I was just telling the chat that I've never been to India, but one day I would like to visit. Huge country, so many people. Like, there are some cities in India which have like the population size of a small to medium country, which is just crazy. Obviously, it's the most populous country in the world. Over 1 billion people live in India, which is just mind-blowing. So one day I will absolutely visit. And moderator Astronomer Huntsman says, "I am here." What's up to you, Huntsman? Legend, the watch streak continues. Hope you're doing well, Huntsman. Oh, Vinay. Vinay says, "Sorry, mate, I was busy on a video call. You know, no questions, please." Winky face. Vinay, you cheeky chappy. Bossman 7009 says, "Sup, Eddie. Must have auto-corrected from Edward. But what's up to you, Bossman? Hope you're doing well." Okay, Eddie says, "I predict that either the UK..." Well, that's not a team in the World Cup, Eddie. It's England. "I predict that either England or Australia will win the World Cup." Oh, you think you're trolling me, to be fair. You got me there. Billy Brown says, "Hi, what's up to you, Billy Brown? How are you doing?" Eyes Rock says, "What's the hardest part about being vegan?" Honestly, Eyes Rock, the hardest part about being vegan is it's like it's like your eyes have been opened to something, to like a different way of life, which you can see will benefit other people, but other people don't want to hear that message, and it's very difficult. Whatever the message in life is, not just veganism, whenever you've got like something that you want to share with people, if people don't want to hear that information, it's very difficult to get through to people. Because if you try and force it on people, that does not work at all. That has the opposite effect. So you have to try and find a way to get through to people in a way that makes them feel interested and not confronted, if that makes sense. So it's not the food, it's not. I mean, I love food. Honestly, plant-based food, I absolutely love. I love food now more than ever before. And even finding stuff like vegan clothes, like vegan trainers and stuff, it's not hard anymore. So that's the hardest part about being vegan. It's like seeing this sort of behaviour which you think is unkind and unfair and is bad for people and bad for the animals and bad for the planet, and finding ways to get through to people that won't turn them off to your message. So that's the answer to that one. And thank you for the question. Billy Brown says, I'm good. And you? Yes, Billy Brown. Good to hear it. I'm doing okay as well. Thank you very much. It is Tuesday night. I had to think what the day was. Tuesday night in England, just after 8:30. And I was feeling a bit down in the dumps earlier on. I'll keep it real with you. Quite depressed and stuff. But I did a workout, and that honestly, it did help. It really did help. And exercise is really good if you're not feeling too good. Getting the blood pumping, doing something physical, takes your mind off things, and it does help. And your body releases endorphins. So yeah, and I also had some food as well. And I feel like full of noodles and tofu and vegetables, so I feel good right now. Bailey says, for me the easiest thing being vegan is nothing. It's easy for me as I've never eaten meat and won't do that. Oh wow, so you've never eaten meat, Bailey. Interesting. Billy Brown says, do you have a kid? No, I have no children. And shout out to Ari showing support to Kaylin as well. That's what I'm talking about. And shout out to Shane Carter as well, who is consistently friendly and supportive. Shane says, Edward, an honourable vegan man, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for the support, Shane. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Every time you pop into the chat, it's always a friendly or encouraging or a nice thing. So I really do appreciate that, Shane. So big up to yourself, and I hope you're doing well. Billy Brown says, my landscaper's here, so I got to text you back. Okay, Billy Brown, cheers for the update. And good luck with the landscaping. And Bailey's been very nice as well and says, and Edward, hope you know, I'm always here for you, my friend. You've got my Instagram, so if you need me, I'm here. Appreciate that, Bailey, as well. I really do. And I still need to send you a message, actually, Bailey, so thank you for the reminder. I've fallen behind. I always fall behind with messages. This is the thing. It's like, for me, I'm good at, not good, but like I find it, you know, I enjoy making friends and meeting people and developing like a rapport. But where I'm bad at is like, you know, multiple different plates spinning. So if I've got like 10 people that I'm friends with or friendly with, I can like get on with them really well. But then trying to message them back and keep on top of that is something that I find difficult. So thank you for bearing with me, Bailey. And thanks for the support, for real. Myla and James Break Games says, hi. Hello to you, Myla and James Break Games. Hope you, or both of you, are doing well. And Shane says, I like to support kind, positive people like yourself. Well, thank you, Shane, honestly, because that says a lot about you. And you're exactly the sort of person that we want in this community, because the whole point of these streams is to be, you know, friendly, welcoming place where people can come from, wherever they're from in the world, and just hang out and vibe. So big respect to you, Shane, for making the community a positive place. Masak says, Japan's first game was draw with Netherlands. Not bad start for us. Very decent start for Japan. Shout out to Japan. As you guys know, I went to Japan for the first time earlier this year. Only 3 days to Tokyo, and I will definitely visit Japan, if I can, at some point in the future. Great country. Not just saying that because Masak is listening, but genuinely a great country. Yes, it's got problems like most countries, but honestly, a very cool place. Very cool place with great contributions to art, music, culture, animation. Like, you know, imagine a world with like we had Nintendo or, Yamaha, or like some of these big Japanese companies that had never existed, Studio Ghibli, all of these types of things which are just like iconic. Who have I missed? George 1v1 says, hi, what's up to you, George? Nice to see you in the chat. Billy Brown says, what time is it and where do you live? So it's currently 8:35 in the evening and I live in England, the north of England. What about you, what about you, Billy Brown? Where do you live? And Anna Maria Popov says, hello. Hello to you, Anna. Nice to see you in the chat. And of course, lovely to see Jazz, my Canadian tow truck queen, tuning in from Canada. Hope you're doing well, Jazz. Rio TTYL says, who are you? Who are you, Rio? Who are you? Billy Brown says, you have amazing hair, brother. Thank you very much, Billy Brown. That's nice of you to say. It's a little bit wet still. When it's dry, it fluffs out a bit more. But thank you, Billy. Bailey talking about the World Cup says, and Edward, I predict America to win the World Cup. I'm not biased, laughing face. We shall see, Bailey. Let's see how well America does do, actually, because it's my understanding that football is one of the biggest sports in America now, which was crazy for me to hear. I did not know that. Did not know that at all. But yeah, apparently, so I was talking to someone I know who lives in Philadelphia, and he said after basketball, football is basically the biggest sport in America now, like bigger than baseball, which I was really surprised to hear. So like basketball and football, from what I hear, those are the top two sports in America now. And I don't mean American football, I mean like football. Deep66 says, hello, what is up? What's up to you, Deeps? Good to see you in the chat. And Manivana, no. Oh, that's a difficult name to pronounce. Mani Vananapu says, I'm new here, bro. What's up to you, Manny? I hope you don't mind me calling you Manny. Or maybe it's Manivana or Maniva. No, Manivana, I think. Well, shout out to you, Manny. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining the chat. Norman D'Souza says there's a lot of static. Welcome to my world, Norman, where the technical difficulties never end. Eyes Rock says, I'm not vegan, however, I get all of my meat from a humane farm down the road. I harvest it myself and I foraged for 3 days. It ended this morning. What did you forage, Eyes Rock? Tell us what you found. Norman D'Souza says Samsung. Not a Samsung, Norman. Keep guessing. It's, let's just say it's a phone produced by a company who has the name of a fruit. Oh, Eddie's already told you. Next comment down. Shout out again to Jazz. And Norman says, is this a personal chat? Well, it's personal in the sense that I share personal things about myself. The chat shares personal things about themselves. But it's not a private conversation, so you're very welcome, Norman. And we always like to have new people jumping into the community. And Ivevs Stashed says, what is happening? Well, right now, Ivevs, we are chilling. We're catching up. We're vibing. We're hanging out, and we're basically coming together from all over the world. We've got people in the chat from England, Ireland, India, and other countries. So if you're out there, jump in the chat and tell me where you're from. I genuinely love hearing. People have said to me before, like, why did you start streaming? And the reason I started streaming was because I just thought I'd give it a go. Like, I just thought, oh, let me try this out. But the reason I continued streaming is because the first time I streamed, like, 1 or 2 people jumped into the chat. Like, not many, not like a community of people there is now, but 1 or 2 people jumped in the chat. And there was one guy who was from like Pakistan, and I was like, at the time I was in Japan. Everybody knows this story, but at the time I was in Japan at the airport, and some guy in Pakistan was like, yo, what's up? And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I'm in Japan, and here I am streaming, connecting with some guy thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of miles away in real time. And that's what I like about streaming. I get to connect with you guys in real time. So I love it when people interact, when people like the stream or throw up emojis or just chat in the chat. Like, I really enjoy that. Bailey is more of an ice hockey fan than football. Fair enough. Fair enough. Billy Brown says, I have a question. Fire away, Billy Brown. Gersha Singh says, I bought a flash drive MP3 player today. Hope that goes well for you, Gersha. And Billy says, do you have a dog or a cat? I have no pets. I have 0 pets. Yeah, no pets anymore. I've not had a pet since my cat Sam died about 12 years ago. So we've had no pets since then. And Eyes Rock, who went foraging, says, I found wild mushrooms, berries, nuts, and fruits in my foraging. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I've never foraged nuts before. I've actually never collected. Well, that's not true. I have foraged mushrooms, but never nuts. Never nuts. That would be really cool to find. I'd really like that. Seven Continents is from the UK as well. Oh, okay, a minute ago, I'm catching up with the chat, so I was talking about people from all over the world. And Seven Continents says UK. We've got Ari from Kurdistan. Oh, an interesting. Ayers Rock is from Georgia, the US state. For a second, I thought you meant Georgia, the country. So thanks for sharing, Ayers Rock. I'd forgotten that. Gersha Singh is excited about their new purchase of a cheap MP3 players. Yeah, it'll be fine, Gersha. Your MP3 player will be absolutely fine. And a huge shout out to GT Gaming, who is back in the chat and says, hey there, legends. Give the stream a like and subscribe to support the channel and streams. Thank you. Thank you, GT Gaming, because like I was saying to Shane earlier on, sometimes people jump in the chat and every single time they jump in, it's friendly and positive. And GT, you're one of those people. So a big shout out to you and thank you for always bringing a positive vibe. Really do appreciate it, for real. And I hope you're well also. Interesting. So Eyes Rock, who recently went foraging, says if you get oak acorns and grind them up and dry them, they turn into flour. And happy foraging. Interesting. Acorn flour. I feel like that sounds familiar, but I've definitely never tried it, and I don't know anyone who's tried that before. Kaylin says phone is on 9%. Well, my phone is currently on 7%, Kaylin. So you're doing better than me. So in a minute, I'm going to have to plug my phone in, but fortunately, I've got the charger down there. Murad says, can I have mod, please? Unfortunately not, Murad, because this is the first time you've been here. And I don't know you, with the utmost of respect. So the way the mods work is people come to the streams on a regular basis. We get to know them. The community gets to know them. I get to know them. You get to know me. And then a bit of trust is built up. And then, weeks or a few months down the line, you want to be a mod and sure, let's rotate the mods. Nevadan Driver is straight in the chat with a very deep question. Says, what should I do to stop thinking about ending it? Well, Nevadan Driver, honestly, depression is a crippling illness. Very, very serious illness. And I guess all I would say is that that's how you need to see it in a way. I think with depression, honestly, it's just hanging on in there. And, it's true. Talking to people is really important. If you are feeling like you want to end it, I guess I would encourage you to talk to somebody. Whether that's like a helpline, whether that's like someone in your life, someone who you can confide in. But if you're having those thoughts on a regular basis, then you definitely need some support. And just like if you were having hallucinations, or just like if you were having blackouts or stuff like that, you need support. And if these are happening, these sort of intrusive thoughts are happening regularly, then you need a bit of extra help. So that's what I would say to you, honestly. So yeah, I wish I could give you something that's a little bit more use for. I'm not a trained counsellor. I'm not a trained medical professional. So basically, I would encourage you to speak to somebody who can give you a little bit more support and give you what you need, basically. So I'm sending you hugs, Nevada Driver, and you're not alone. That's what I would say as well. So we've got a lot of people with good charges on the phone. Now, Kaylin's only on 9%. I'm on 5% now. Bailey's 77. Sterney's 38. And Eddie is going to start making music soon. And if it's good, maybe stick it on YouTube. Go for it, Eddie. Go for it, because you're still a very young fellow. And, you could release music now and it could be not great. But another 6 months of work, it could be better. Another 6 months of work, it's decent. And then in 2 years' time, you might still be only 15 or whatever, and you're making really great music. That's not to say that your music isn't great now, but I'm just saying is that you've got so much time ahead of you. So yeah, give it your best shot, man. Put it out there, go for it. If it doesn't work out for you, you can just take the music down, or you can just do something else. But yeah, go for it. That's one piece of advice I would give to anyone watching this stream, is that it is true what they say. You regret the things which you don't do rather than things which the chances that you don't take rather than the chances that you do. So, for example, let's say you've got a crush on someone and you've had a crush on them for ages. Ask them out. Like, the worst, they might say no. They might say no. That's the downs. That's what could happen. They could say no. But the other side of that is an amazing situation. So, same thing with, like, taking a risk, or starting a business, or developing a hobby. Go for it. That's what I would say to you guys. Go for it. Bruce Lee says, "Yo, bro, I got rejected from art school." Well, Bruce Lee, I got a D in my A-level art, and then I went on to do art history at university. So don't worry about being rejected. And honestly, I don't know if you want to be an artist full time. I assume you might do, Bruce, if you applied to art school. But honestly, some of the greatest artists out there never went to art school. So don't let that discourage you. 12% battery for Shane. So I'm currently on 4%. So I'm going to have to plug in any second. Ooh, so just talk about foraging again. Eyes Rock, who's in Georgia, in the US of A, says, "We have wild muscadines where I'm at. They're basically wild grapes, but sweeter, and their skin is thicker and more bitter. Sounds delicious." Muscadine makes me think of what are they called? Not muscat grapes. What's the name of that grape variety? Not muscovado, is it? Muscovado grapes? Is that a thing? I think that is a type of grape. But yeah, that's what you made me think of when you said muscadine. But that's really cool. Basically wild grapes, berries, nuts. Shout out to Georgia. Foxy's birthday's coming up soon. And Mr. Fox got a B in art. Nice. Well, I hope you'll let us know around the time, or once it's been your birthday, Foxy. Fair enough, you don't want to give the exact day away, which is fair play. But once you hit the big number, within a few days, let us know so we can give you some birthday shout-outs. Vinay says, "Mate, do you use serum?" Not serum. I use moisturiser, but not serum specifically. So no, I've not used serum, honestly. But serum, to my understanding, is kind of like, when I've used serum before, it's almost like a kind of not wet texture moisturiser, but it has more of a kind of translucent effect. It's not like a creamy moisturiser. It's more like a kind of translucent moisturiser with a bit of a wet effect to it. That's how I've experienced serum in the past. Who have I missed? Yeah, as well, just for everybody, shout out to everyone who's showing support, to anybody feeling down. What's up to you, Maximilian? How nice to see you in the chat. It's been a while. Hope you're doing good, Maximilian. Kaylin's on 2%. I'm on 3%, so any second now I'm going to have to plug in my phone. Smoothie Jazz Games. Everybody, a quick shout out to Tyler Narrates and Smoothie Jazz Games. We've got 2 gay members in the chat. So we've got Smoothie Jazz Games, who is part of the LGBTQ+ community. Specifically, they are gay. And Tyler Narrates is gay. So shout out to Tyler Narrates, who's gay. And shout out to Smoothie Jazz Games, who's gay as well. And we welcome people from all backgrounds, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, something in between. We welcome absolutely all people. So a big shout out to our 2 gay chat members, Smoothie Jazz Games and Tyler Narrates, who are gay, very gay. So big up to the gay chat members we've got this evening, Tyler Narrates and Smoothie Jazz Games, who are both gay people. So big up. Oh, don't want to do that. Oh yeah. So Bailey says, "Yeah, Edward, if you fail or not, don't go into politics like the last person we know. If you know, yeah, definitely won't be following the route of a disgruntled painter, shall we say? Worry not about that." Shout out to everyone who's just tuning into the stream. Now I'm on a 2% battery, so I've had to plug in my phone, so I'm gonna have to hold my phone for a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear Maximilian has recently suffered a bereavement. Maximilian says, "Hi, I'm a little scared of tomorrow because there is the funeral of my grandpa." Well, Maximilian, funerals are never easy. There's nothing I can do to say to make it easier. But what I would say is that sometimes people aren't able to attend family funerals because they're, living in different countries, or they've got other circumstances which prevent them from attending. So I hope that, as difficult as it will be, that you can take some comfort from knowing that you can be there to pay tribute and pay your respects to your grandfather. So I hope it goes well for you. Smoothie Jazz Games is bisexual. They like men and women too. Fair enough, Smoothie Jazz Games. And shout out to Vinay as well. You see what I'm doing there, Vinay. Listen, right. This, if people try and do it to me, flip it right back on them. And the thing is, it's not even an insult. Like, I don't even think it's an insult, but people try and use it as an insult on me. So, you know what they say, kill him with kindness. Hussein, man like Hussein is back in the chat. Says, remember the days of me, TJ, and something, something else. Hussein says, I miss those days. Yeah, you know what they say, Hussein. You don't know what you've got until it's gone. But a big shout out to you for being here, Hussein. For anyone that doesn't know, Hussein was one of my earliest chat members. Literally, like 3 or 4 months ago, who was holding the chat down, keeping it popping off when there was like only a couple of people here. So, big shout out to Hussein. Vinay says, Edward, how tall are you? I am about 6'1", just under 6'1", maybe. Like I'm 185 centimeters, so like a weak 6'1". I hope you guys are doing well as always. It is currently 8:52 here in sunny old England. I hope you guys have had a nice day. Oh wow, and Vinay's a tall fellow. He's 6'3". Damn, tall fellow, Vinay. Maximilian says, "Okay, I'm going to sleep now in a few minutes. I'm going to eat something before because I have to go now at 8 a.m. UK time, which is for me 9 a.m. Well, good luck with tomorrow, Maximilian, and yeah, get some good sleep in. And Kaylin is a tall lady as well. Ari says I'm 5'5", so I'm still a kid, so that's absolutely fine, Ari. I know some people that are fully grown adults. I know a couple of men who are 5'5". I actually know someone who's 5'4". So you get some short people out there. Eddie's a tall fellow as well. We've got some Country Roads fans in the chat right now. Kaylin and Sterney giving us a rendition of West Virginia. And thanks, Maximilian, for the kind words. And sleep well. Have a good night's sleep, Maximilian, and we'll see you soon. Vinay says, all thanks to genetics. My dad was 6'3", and my mum was 5'11". Wow, your mum's a tall lady. I mean, your dad's a tall man as well, but 5'11" is tall for a lady as well. So, yeah, Vinay, you've done well. You've done well. As you say, the genetics came good for you. My parents are not very tall, so I think I did as well as I could. I wish I was a bit taller, but I could be short, right? I could be like 5'3". Not that there's anything wrong with being 5'3" as a man, but I am glad I'm not a short guy. I would much prefer to be taller than short. But that's just me. What's the Ferrari version? Good to see you back in the chat. Hope you're doing well. And Hussein says, remember when you said you will try to be the popular YouTuber, and look now your videos are getting more likes and views. I hope you carry on with the success. Well, thank you, Hussein, for the reminder. And honestly, it's a process, man. It's a process. Like I'm not some big YouTuber yet, but I'm not as tiny as I was. I'm still tiny, but I'm not as tiny as I was. So huge love to everyone in the community, vibing along, supporting, being part of the journey. If you guys weren't here, it'd just be me talking to myself, and that'd be a little bit tragic. So if you're rocking with me, if you're part of the crew, big up to you all. TTT Piglet says, hi, what's up to you, TTT Piglet? Hope you're doing well. pick your own like fruit picked yourself in England. Straw. I think those are also two like when they're good, they're absolutely up there for me. Like watermelon has such a nice sweet flavour, and obviously very juicy and refreshing. And peaches as well. They just when they're sweet and delicious but tangy as well. So good, so good. So I want to say like strawberry just edges it, but I also am a massive fan of yeah, peaches and watermelon. And I do love fruit in general, honestly. Like again, grapes are amazing. A big fan of grapes, but not like rubbish supermarket grapes that have come like 5,000 miles in a shipping container from South Africa. I mean, like good fruit. It's like when you go on holiday to something and you get like again grapes that have been grown like 2 minutes away, or you get peaches from the market. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Like fruit is like other food. It's usually always best when it's local to where you are. So if you're in China and you're getting strawberries from Britain, they're never going to be as good as fruit that was grown around the corner in your part of China. That's just how it works. That's just the way it works fundamentally. It's like when I went to Thailand, I had amazing mangoes because they were grown in Thailand and probably, grown within a few dozen. I mean, maybe they were grown a couple of 100 miles away. They were still like picked from the plant and I was eating them not long after it. Whereas a lot of tropical fruit we get, especially in my country, who knows how long it was picked before? Like if I get a mango from the shop that's come from, I don't know, the Caribbean, how long ago was that mango picked? It wasn't picked the day before yesterday. It was picked weeks or maybe even a couple of months before. So yeah, fruit and fresh food in general doesn't get any more delicious when it's put in the back of a lorry or put in like a shipping container and like transported in a refrigerated unit for, you know, 15 days. It just doesn't get more delicious. But enough ranting about fruit. And Eddie says, plus fun fact, I'm Edward's right hand man and he's the head honcho of all of this. Facts, Eddie, spitting facts. Spitting facts. Although, of course, massive shout out to Huntsman as well, who's been a very trusted and loyal mod from the start, so I can't forget Huntsman. So if you're listening, Huntsman, massive respect to you, of course, as always, and respect to everyone in the mod squad and everyone even who's just here chilling right now. You guys make these streams possible, so big up to you. And shout out to Uzi as well. And we've got some grapes fans in the chat. We've got some grape chans in the fat. I meant to say we've got some grape fans in the chat, and I said we've got some grape chans in the fat. Sturny says purple grapes. Yes, Sturny, exactly. Now, green grapes I like, but for me, purple grapes or black grapes are the one. And Eyes Rock, talking about fruit, says, I eat most of my fruit that was grown around 15 miles away maximum. Amazing, Eyes Rock. I bet in fact, you're from Georgia, so if you're still watching Eyes Rock, tell us about the peaches in Georgia, because I don't know much about Georgia, but I do know that Georgia is renowned for peaches. Like, globally renowned for peaches. Like, maybe they don't export that many peaches, but definitely in America, Georgia is renowned for peaches. Cecil Stedman says, you watch Invincible. I've never seen Invincible, Stedman. Excuse me, Cecil. Never seen that before. Kenny says, I feel Edward is one of those guys who, when he's out, he tries to find the coolest rock, and when he gets home, he calls his friend how cool the rock is, but he doesn't actually care. That's pretty funny, to be fair, because I do have a friend of mine, a female friend, and I will tell about stuff, and she'd be like, yeah. That's quite funny. The Coward Strikes Back says, is this the Fruit Boots channel? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm a big lover of fruit, just for the record. Huge lover of fruit and vegetables, but I don't know what the Fruit Boots means. But I do know that we've got Jimmy Jazz in the chat who says, do a massive backflip, then flick the like button, please, troops. Shout out to Jimmy Jazz as usual. Massive love and respect to Jimmy Jazz. Just like, hang on a second, just like GT Gaming and just like, I'm going to go to the top because that's bugging me because he was super chill and his name's gone right out of my head. And that's really annoying. It wasn't Tyler. What was, bear with me. Shane, thank you, Shane. I don't know if Shane's still here, but just like Shane, and just like GT Gaming, Jimmy Jazz is always super cool. So big up to you, Jimmy Jazz. Thank you for the vibes and the encouragement. And whoever just hit the like button as well, taking us 24 likes, shout out to you as well. Vinay says, Edward, what kind of music do you listen to? Honestly, Vinay, I listen to a wide range of music. I really do. And I love a wide range of music. I'm a big fan of like roots music, which is why you can always hear like reggae on in the background, stuff like reggae, dub, jungle. Love all of that type of stuff. But I also like a massive array as well. Like I love like jazz, classical music, pop music. I'm a big fan of pop music, and not just like current pop music like that's in the charts right now, but like pop music from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. I like rock. I really love rock, metal as well. Um, like choral music. Honestly, there's not many types of music that I don't like. So whenever people ask me that question, I find it difficult to answer because some people are like, "Oh, I really like metal," and I really like metal, but I also like 50 other types of music as well, and electronic music as well. I've not even mentioned electronic music. Love dance music. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously within electronic music, dance music, there's like again like 50 different genres. So yeah, honestly, like a lot of different stuff. At the moment, I've been getting into kind of like some of the South American music, specifically from like Brazil. I think it's called like Brega Funk, if I'm not mistaken. Stuff like that. Yeah, so just I don't know. There's a whole world of music out there, and there's always more cool stuff to discover. Thanks for the question, Vinay. Okay, so Ayers Rock, who's in Georgia, says, "Heck yeah, peaches are the best. You want to get them from North Georgia if possible, but all peaches from Georgia are great." Well, that is good to know. Thank you, Ayers Rock. North Georgian peaches. See, honestly, I would love to do more traveling, and one of the things I love to do when I go traveling is to like experience the local fruit. For example, when I went to Thailand, I went to this place um, called Rayong, which is very close to one of the biggest durian producing regions in Thailand. And it's like renowned. This place called Chanthaburi is the region in Thailand where they produce these durians. Which, if you guys haven't heard of it, in Asia it's sometimes called like the king of fruit, and it's a very distinctive fruit. Some people it smells strong to them, but a lot of people love it, and it's very distinctive. But yeah, I went to this market in Rayong and really enjoyed like looking for like good examples of this fruit. And if I went to Georgia, I would literally spend the time to go to like orchards. Like I would literally pay to go on a tour, or just I don't know, hire a car and cruise and try and find some peaches. 'Cause that's my idea of a good time. Okay. And take care, Bailey. You say you've got to go. I've got a few things to do. Well, take care, Bailey, and enjoy the rest of your time. Um, enjoy the rest of your time in Vegas. And Eyes Rock says, "You love me. You said you love rock, but I like country the most." Fair play, fair play. I mean, country is it's kind of chilled out a little bit now, but back in like 24, 25, like people in the UK were going nuts for country. Like people still like it now, but people are going crazy. And Vinay is also a diverse music lover. He says, sometimes it's death metal, sometimes retro pop, whale noises, interesting, ambient, work and revolutionary, and sometimes it's Cyrillic industrial music. So a real wide range of stuff for Vinay there. Ari's got to go. Take care, Ari. We'll see you soon. And Brooke, the Brookster from Brooktown, USA, says, "Hello, handsome man. How is everyone?" Now, just for the record, I've not paid the lovely Brooke to say that. She's just been a super supportive diamond as usual. And yeah, I hope everyone's answered Brooke because she is a lovely person, and I hope Brooke is doing well as well. Actually, no, I know that you actually, Brooke. I know. Just for the stream, I managed to see your last message, so I will reply to that one. So yeah, as usual, Brooke, I'm sending you massive hugs, huge hugs across the ocean and across the sea. From you, no, to you from me. Yeah, hugs over the ocean, hugs over the sea, sending hugs to you from me. Poet, don't I know it? Uzi says, "Purple grapes, yum, 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 yummy. Green grapes, sour. Ooh! Yeah, green grapes are tangy, to be fair. And like I said, I do like green grapes, but for me, purple grapes, black grapes, they are the elite grapes." Vinay says, "Cyrillic music hooks me the most. The 808 beats make me feel like I'm taking over those mobs on my own." 100%, Vinay. I've never actually listened to any Cyrillic music before. Never. Like, I've never listened to Russian music, full stop, really. This is what I mean. It's like, if you're, let's say you're an English speaker, I've got no idea what the cool music in Iran is, or I've got no idea what like the local artists in, you know, I can't think of a single other country, Tibet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but within each country, there'll be like a local music scene, like an underground artist scene. Um, yeah, so I always appreciate some like recommendations. And the Brookster says, when I visit the UK, you're going to show us around. 100% Brooke. And actually, when I message you back, I will share something with you which may potentially bring a little smile to your face. So we will see. And Brooke says, positive vibes, everyone. Yes, indeed, Brookster. Positive vibes. And in answer to your question, you say black or green olives. Oh, another good question. I'm going to say, perhaps controversially, black olives. Now, I love green olives, don't get me wrong. But there's something about the kind of the savoury depth of black olives which I find particularly satisfying. Shout out to green olives, don't get me wrong. W green olives. But yeah, black olives, I think, can just be like that sort of savoury, umami, particularly rich type of flavour. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just my feeling. And I'm sorry if anyone's offended by that. Oh, thank you, Eyes Rock. So we talk about peaches. Eyes Rock is in Georgia, and they were recommending North Georgia in particular for the best peaches. Because I was saying I don't know anything about Georgia, but I know that Georgia is renowned for peaches. And Rock said, check out North Georgia in particular. And Rock also said, try to get boiled peanuts. That's a very Georgian dish. So this is what I mean. I've never heard of boiled peanuts. Would never have known that. So thank you for the heads up, Eyes Rock. Boiled peanuts. What a crazy world we live in. But I'm down for it. And Eddie says, I like Molchat Doma, Russian band's songs. Thanks for sharing, Eddie. And it was you, if I'm not, I think we discussed this last stream, but yeah, the Zakilo was a good recommendation from you, sir. So thank you for that one. Smoothie Jazz Games says, hello, I'm back. My boyfriend Caleb asked me if I want to go to his house for the night for movies and romantic stuff. Should I go? If you want to, Smoothie Jazz Games, if you feel like you want to, it sounds like a nice evening. Kaylin says, Edward, I need to tell you something. Tell me, Kaylin, what's up? And Brooke says, black olives are so addicting. I want to know what it is. Well, listen, Brooke, like I said, I need to reply to your message. And yeah, it's not something that's going to like help you today. But in terms of a visit to the UK, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Well, I hope you will be anyway. You might be like, hell no, but we shall see. Vinay says, can I recommend one Cyrillic industrial track? Hell yeah, Vinay, of course. Eddie says, Edward, what would happen if I disable chat for 30 seconds to see everyone's reaction? The internet would collapse, Eddie. The internet would implode. Entire nations would grind to a halt. Industries would perish. There would be generational disruption. But yeah, let's not test it out. And thank you to Brooks, who says, also, everyone, make sure you like the live. Hugs to Brookster, and thank you very much. The Coward Strike Back says, I like bleu cheese stuffed green olives in my gin martinis. That is wild. I've heard of obviously olives in martinis, but not cheese stuffed olives in martinis. The world has gone mad. Shah Legendary says, hi. What's up to you, Shah? And take care, Ari. Always nice to see you. And Brooke says, are you travelling the world? OMG. I'm not travelling the world. I wish I was. I mean, I am going late this year, as I've told you guys. I'm going to, the current plan is to go to Vietnam and Thailand, and I might call into Cambodia because, like, you have to do a visa, what's called a visa run. So you can stay in, like, Vietnam for so many days, and then after that, if you're on just, like, a visitor visa, you have to, like, leave the country for, like, literally, like, 12 hours or something, and then you can come back. It might be 24 hours, but you've got to leave and then come back, which is why I went to Cambodia. When I went to Thailand last year, I was in Thailand for like 3 months, and after 90 days, you've got to leave the country. So I did that. I went to Cambodia for like, 4 nights or something? And then I flew back to Thailand. So I might do the same. But yeah, not traveling the world yet, Brookster. But maybe it relates to your travel plans. So, like I said, I don't want to get you too pumped up. I wish I could be like, Brooke, I've got a $10,000 check to send to you and send your way, but unfortunately, no. I wish. Whoa. And you say full-time travel steamer, aka streamer, coming soon. Oh, don't even say that to me, Brooke. I mean, the ambition is that when I do leave my job, first I'm gonna have more time for videos, so that hopefully that will just help grow the channel a little bit. And then when I do go to Vietnam in particular, also Thailand, but when I do go to Vietnam, like I've told you guys, it's really cheap there, and I want to make some videos about living cheaply, all the tasty food I have, like all the fresh stuff, like do like a full day of eating video where it's like I'm in Vietnam and I've spent like £2.50 or like $3, and this is all the food I eat. I think that'd be kind of an interesting video if I can film it right, because everybody loves a bargain. Everybody loves a bargain in the world, and especially people in places like America and Europe where the cost of living is very expensive, and your money in different countries will go further. So I think a lot of people in excuse me, certainly a lot of people over here are very interested in places like Thailand and Vietnam, because if you have a Western income, if you can work remotely, which currently I can't, but if you are someone who can work remotely, then it's a dream, it's to go and live in Thailand or Vietnam or even Cambodia, where it's much cheaper. Like, let's say you earn got a real frog in my throat. Let's say you earn like £30,000. So let's say you earn, what's that in dollars? What is that in dollars? Well, let's say you earn like $40,000, right, or £30,000. That's not the conversion. That's not the conversion. But let's just say that for argument's sake, well, $35,000 or $40,000 in America, you're not going to be particularly well off. £30,000 in this country, you're not going to be particularly well off, especially if you don't own your own home. But $30,000 or $40,000 or £30,000 over in Vietnam, you're going to be able to live really well. So that's one of the reasons why people are so interested in like moving to different places, because their savings and their money will go much further. Whereas like over here, that same £30,000, you might just be getting by, or maybe you're not even getting by. And the Brookster says, manifestation. Yeah, this is true, Brooke. Honestly, you are right. Honestly, we've talked about this on the stream before, but I think it was Eddie that confirmed this. I think it was Eddie that said this. It was Jim Carrey, if I'm not mistaken, that like when he was a younger actor, he manifested the idea that one day he would be paid, like he would receive, was it $6 million or $7 million as a paycheck for acting in a film, and then either like a year later or a couple of years later, it came true, and he was literally paid that exact figure. So manifestation, I do believe in it, honestly. Is that true? You know what they said? You've got like conceive it, believe it, and achieve it. Actually, I don't know if that is the expression, but that's kind of the expression and how it works. Macaroni, hello to you. You say, Ed, did you hear that Oliver Tree had died? Yes, I did hear that. Very sad. He was only 32, I think. I actually wasn't familiar with his work. I just knew the name. But yeah, sad, very sad. Just shows you've got to enjoy life, guys, while you can. And the Brookster hates it here, lol. Now I assume she means in the US of A, rather than this stream. Imagine if it's like, God, I hate it here. I hate this chat. But I get you, Brookster. And TN9337 is trolling. Now, you know what, TN9337? What I'm actually going to do, which I don't normally do, is I'm actually going to time you out. Because I'm going to time you out for 5 minutes. And the reason I'm going to time you out is because it's not a very kind joke to play on someone. Like, imagine if you walked past a homeless person and you held out a £20 note to them, and you go, oh, do you want some money? Oh, just joking. Like, that's kind of what you're doing, the same energy. That's kind of the same energy, honestly. Because you were like, oh, I've donated to you. Which I know you couldn't have done because I don't have don't have super chat. But then you made the point of saying, oh, here's £40, just donated. So, I don't know. Hopefully we won't see you again, honestly. Or if we do, hopefully you're going to be much more friendly. Wow, and minimum wage in Georgia is £5.40, so that's probably like what, $8 an hour or something, which is, excuse the language, guys, that's pretty shit given how expensive America generally is. And I'm glad to hear that I'm no longer spinning Brooke. Sky for Peace says, "Bro, your eyes are cute." Thank you, Sky for Peace. That's very nice for you to say. And the Brooke says, backing that up, says his eyes are very pretty. Yes. Well, don't I feel popular right now? Kaylin says, "Very beautiful, Eduardo. Very beautiful, guys. I'm feeling the love. You're showering me with love right now, and it feels good." And Rock says it's $7.25 an hour. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. And can I just say one thing, right, for the Americans on the chat in the chat right now, which is Brooke and Rock. Maybe there's some more lurking in the background. Now, it's nothing to do with you guys because you're not the the ones who set the system. But from a European's point of view, I just want to put it on the record now. Cover your ears, anyone, because I'm going to swear. The tipping system in America is absolutely bullshit, and I'll tell you why. It's not bullshit that service like workers or any type of workers, full stop, should be well compensated. But the reason why tipping is such bullshit in America is because it allows the employers to put the responsible part of the responsibility of making sure that their staff are well paid onto the customer. And I hate that. I really, really don't like that. It's like if you go to a restaurant in America, you know, the servers, like, they're not very well paid. And in some states, yeah, they're like, it's like a $6 minimum wage an hour or something silly. And there's the expectation that 1% battery. There's the expectation that the customer, because that's the culture in America, will make up the extra. They'll pay 20%, 25% on top of their bill, which is really annoying because it's like I say, instead of the employer giving their employee a guaranteed, confirmed income, which they know what they're getting, the employee doesn't know where they stand with that because it's like leaving it up to the goodwill and the grace of the customer that day. So, like I say, it's not Rock's fault. It's not Brooke's fault. I'm not criticizing you guys, but I just wanted to rant a little bit because I really don't like that culture. And people forget that it is just a way for the employer to pass the responsibility of making sure that staff are well and fairly paid over to the consumer. So that's all I'll say on that for the time being. But hopefully the Americans in the chat feel the same way. Kaylin says, "Edward, it's okay, I have your swear jar." Honestly, if you had a swear jar, Kaylin, I would probably have had to put in a few pounds by now. And Rock agrees with my comments, which I'm glad to hear. Glad to hear. GT says, "Your content is so underrated. I always stand behind creators who put their heart into what they do. Keep pushing. You're doing great, and you deserve every bit of success coming your way." GT, I'm actually going to screenshot your message as a little reminder. I sometimes do that when people leave particularly nice comments or encouraging. I just had to pause and smile because normally when I take the screenshots, I look really stupid in them. But GT, honestly, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate the encouragement. I'm not just saying it; it means a lot, and it's like a little bit of fuel for the fire. Really is. And Brooke says tips are a scam in some companies for sure. Now, don't get me wrong. If people want to tip on top of like what the employer's paying them because they feel like they've had a great service, they've had a great meal, then I'm all about that. I believe in rewarding good customer service. But I just think the employers have to pay a guaranteed standard baseline, which even if they got 0 tips, then the employee would still be fine, could still pay their rent, still pay their bills, still pay their whatever. And that's very much an American problem, honestly. Like, other countries don't have that type of mindset, but it's so ingrained in American culture. Like, it will take a long time, a very long time for that to fade. But it should, because it gives more power to the workers. Caitlin says, "Edward's swear jar is for a good cause." That is wild. And Caitlin says, "This is Edward's personal swear jar." Thank you, Caitlin, for keeping the swear jar at the ready. And Rock says it's $2.15 an hour minimum wage if you get tips in Georgia at £1.60. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's, to be honest with you, that's the worst I've ever heard. I was saying $6 to be conservative. In my head, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's like $4, $55, but $2.15 is insane, like insane. And there's no law in America, right, that mandates that people have to give 20%. Or they could give 10%, which I know in America would be a terrible tip. But what are you going to do? You can't force people to tip. But if the bill is a set price, then you can force people to pay the bill. So I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like in some ways America's the best and the worst country in the world. And again, no offense to any of the Americans in the chat, because like my country's got big problems. Um, but yeah, I just feel like America in some ways it's like the world leader in certain things. In some ways, it defines culture, like global culture, the way people speak, slang, the music industry. Like Hollywood is less relevant now, but things like Silicon Valley still very relevant. Um, some of the startups, stuff like that. But then it's also a country where like, oh, I don't even want to go in. I'm not going to turn this stream into like a Bash America stream, but I just think it's a very complicated place. Kaylin says, "Hey girl, you slay." Ah. Rock says they actually can't tip at all. Who can't tip at all? Little Native Mama says, "Inhale, exhale, smile like you can't fail." Love those vibes, Little Native Mama. Good to see you in the chat as always. As always. And you know what, gang? It's been a great stream, but I want to give some shout outs before we go any further. So, shout out to Little Native Mama, shout out to Kaylin, shout out to Ayers Brock, shout out to The Coward Strikes Back, shout out to Brooke, of course, shout out to GT Gaming, shout out to Vinay, shout out to Eddie, shout out to Huntsman, shout out to Sterney, shout out to Sky for Peace. Who else have I missed? If I've missed your name, dump it in the chat right now. Shout out to Macaroni. And anyone else who I've not said hello to. But you know what, guys? This is a bit of a shorter stream this evening. And I know I'm streaming less at the moment, but so I can get some steps in, because I'm not getting my steps in at the moment. I think this might be a good place to pause today's stream. And I know it's an early doors one. I know I'm cutting you short. I'm not giving you your full money's worth. But we'll be back on Thursday. We're back on Thursday, and I hope you will join me then. And I'm going to do my best to put out more videos in between as well. So yeah, that's kind of the take-home message for today. Look after yourselves, everybody. Lil Native Mama says, "Stay blessed from the dirt up." Shout out to you, Lil Native Mama, as always. You lovely person. But yeah, that's pretty much it, gang. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I'm going to love you and leave you. Big hugs to you all. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. Ooh, 1% battery again, so I better plug in. But yeah, that's it, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves. And I'll see you soon. And stay hydrated as well. All right, I will see you on Thursday. And cheers to you, the coward, as well. Thanks for the good energy and the martini. And Kaylin says, "Edward, I think I need a swear jar, not just you." Yeah, maybe you do, Kaylin. Maybe you do. Let's both fill up those swear jars. And take care, Rock. You say, "See you, brother." See you soon, Mr. Rock. Or Mrs. Rock. I actually don't know your gender, but Rock, take care of yourself. Thanks for being here. And look after yourself, and I will see you soon. And big hugs to you as well, Kaylin. Take care of yourself, Missy, and I'll see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. All right, gang, that's it for now. See you soon. Don't forget to check out some of the channels on some of the videos on my channel, and look out for new ones as well. But that's it. I'm gonna go. And Vinay, yes, I'm going. I've got to shoot off Vinay and get some steps in. But Vinay, big shout out to you. Look after yourself, my friend, and I will see you on the next stream, which is on Thursday. And Anna, we are literally just ending this stream right now, so I will say hi and also goodbye. But thank you for joining, and hopefully I will see you on Thursday as well. So that's it, everybody. Big hugs to you all. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. All right, that's it. Bye.